Hey, what's up, G?
Zach G mixed it.
Hey, it's the art of revolution.
Push the masses away from the media. Every day it's a new distraction from what matters to me. And to get the public together to speak in front of the theater with a microphone dangling, Congress tied up and they hearing us like, hey y'all, I'm holding this microphone like a K-Dog. And with this A-y'all, I kick the revolution way off. Today's the day, dog. They ain't like us, I'm quoting K-Dog. I'm from the days of face-to-face conversations like, hey, wait up. The fake is blatant, we ain't the racist. The claim is baseless, they taking face pics. The trade for information, take away your simple basics. The day-to-day Satan worship is taking place. It's your chance to speak your mind and probably your last time. Time is running out, we hustle every day for peace of mind. Cheap and grind, that's what I'm saying when I'm out here getting mine. Get in line, the time to make a difference is now. Push, pull, push, pull. Push out the evil and pull in the truth. I know you got something to say and now's your time to say it, dude. Like push, pull, push, pull. Push out the evil and pull in the truth. I know you got something to say and now's your time to say it, dude. Like
welcome back to the beginning of this art of revolution. We got a lot going on. This YouTube, we're getting there. Just welcome back. We got a lot to talk about today. It's been a big news week, not only weekend. I think people are going to be super surprised about what's going on out there, and it's time for us to really consider what it is that we have to do. That being said, let me introduce the man, the myth, the legend, Katillist Jones from White Rabbit. Go ahead and speak your piece, brother. I got to fix my headphones.
You good, man? What in the heck is up? What a crazy fucking time we're living in right now. And I just said the F word, so I'll have to bleep that out if this is going on YouTube. But you know, this is absolutely one of the. This has got to be in history the craziest times, next to when Jesus Christ was walking the earth.
I don't know if I would say it's the craziest time since then. It's the craziest time in our lifetimes. We had a couple things happen. Number one, right? You know, a lot of people compare, January 6th to 9/11 and this and that. And we go through a lot of these issues and stuff, but to have a president almost assassinated, a ex-president and future president almost assassinated, it's one of the biggest events in, I think, American history.
Yeah.
Number two,
I'd have to agree with you that it's up there in the top 5, at least it's in the top. It's in the top 2 of our lifetime.
I think the fact that the powers that be tried to execute on live television somebody that they disagree with is bigger than 9/11 because it affects 360 million people. And then we're getting into a situation.
Well, I mean, 9/11 affected the entire world. This affects the entire world as well. Exactly. But there's also some things that I feel like you're leaving out. And I don't mean to interrupt you, but like, check this out, bro. Like, in our lifetime, the craziest things that we've seen, not just 9/11, right? But we witnessed an election stolen from us 4 years ago. Okay, we witnessed people that
allegedly, but yeah.
We witnessed people that were enticed by certain 3-letter agencies into the state capitol, and they were basically freaking prisoners, political prisoners, for the past 4 years as well. Right? Like, it's like all these things that we keep forgetting about. They had lockdowns on us, bro. Now, all of a sudden, we have an assassination attempt on a former president who is going to be our next president.
Absolutely. And then what happens? It's the first time since LBJ. So listen, and I want you to put this together. You and everybody else who sees this and watches this, right? The Democrats.
Wait, there was one more thing that happened in between then. See, this is how fast the news is changing. There was one more thing that happened after that, bro. And that was the whole power grid fucking shut down.
We're going to get there. Just you hold your horses.
And
mean,
I
you
think
get
that has to
excited.
do with our elections coming up, just so you know.
When I'm right
It's a
about things, I get as
precursor.
excited as you're getting right now, but we're going to get there, I promise you. Because this last week has been the weirdest week ever. We had the, so I'm gonna go back. We're gonna talk about some things. And I titled this episode The Downfall of the Dems or whatever I did. I already forgot. But anyways, we'll get back to it. But the war between the states that we call the Civil War, right? Reconstruction, Jim Crow, the Klan, all this is Democratic. The War Powers Act, or 1918, Woodrow Wilson, the first progressive Democrat. Then we get to the Emergency Banking Act of 1933, signed 6 days after FDR gets into office, right? Democrat. Then we have the coup in 1963 where John F. Kennedy gets whacked. Lyndon Johnson takes over and does the same thing Biden does, so he doesn't get caught, right? So they stole, you're right, maybe they did steal the election last time, but this time the president gets whacked. LBJ, he steps down after one term. This time the election gets stolen. The president steps down after one term, but somebody who can't win it in front, and it doesn't matter who it is because they can't win. And if they do it legitimately, they can't win. Like, it seems like that our problems in America stem from Democrats.
Well, they're not going to do it legitimately. And Donald Trump Jr. just said this. He was on with Dan Bongino and Tucker Carlson and somebody else today. And they were talking about this, and he said, basically, we know that they're going to cheat, so we have to outnumber their cheats. So basically, if they're going to cheat by 6, we have to be that overwhelmingly in the voting.
And you're right. And that's where the other side of the political aisle, or so-called other side. So let's put this in quotes, right? Because and I'm going to say this now before we even get started. I fully and 100% believe that the majority is a uniparty. There's some on the fringes of each side, right? The ones on the fringes of one side are wrong, but they're idealistic and sincere, right? The ones on the other side are American. They're proud of America. They love American stuff, and they may be wrong, but they're completely on the other side, and they're sincere, right? So let's take the sincere people and take them out of the equation. And the insincere people, and we're just going to call this a uniparty, and we're going to, and that's kind of what I want to get into today.
Nice. I like where you're going with this, because I have a question for you further down the line.
Well, I get it. I know you're about to surprise. Just so everybody knows, this fool's about to surprise me with a bunch of shit because he wouldn't tell me anything that he had planned for tonight. But we so what I'm saying is the progressive middle, we'll call it, since since Woodrow Wilson, there's been a progressive middle. The progressive middle was behind the Kennedy assassination. They were behind the fall of Nixon. They were behind the assassination, in my opinion, of Ronald Reagan, or the attempted assassination. The assassination of Kennedy. The powers that be, the great evil that Dwight Eisenhower, God bless his soul, warned us about, right? And now we're getting into it. And now today, last week, we have an assassination attempt on somebody they can't prosecute, they can't beat, they can't lock up, and they can't discredit. So the last thing the last resort, and the fact that they feel it's okay to try to kill somebody is disgusting. Now we get into a point where, since after the debate, they couldn't whack Trump, Biden's going to step down. I don't think I'm not blaming Biden. I don't think he even really knows what's going on.
No, he didn't even realize he stepped down this morning.
And I agree. Nancy, Biden.
He woke up and they were like, by the way, he woke up around like 10 o'clock this morning. And they were like, by the way, sir, you stepped down 2 hours ago.
Yeah. But the most powerful Democrat in America is Nancy Pelosi, hands down, period, end report. And I don't care what anybody says. She is the single most politically savvy individual in the fucking United States of America. And the problem
You don't think George Soros has has her
We're
hand
not
in
talking about
anything
George
she
Soros.
does.
George Soros is a financier, right? And George Soros is a Biden right now, because if you've listened to his last couple of interviews, he can barely even complete a sentence. So no, I'm telling you, Nancy Pelosi, who controls the Democrat Party, unequivocally controls the Democrat Party from top to bottom, along with people like Obama and the Clintons, pulled the funding under Biden and gave him two choices. His choices were retire and we're going to lionize you. Step down. We're going to make you the 21st century George Washington. And you're going to build your big, beautiful library, and we're going to protect Hunter Biden, and we're going to make your legacy amazing, right? Unfortunately, they're not going to be able to, because we're too close to the truth at this point. So that's what they told him to get him to agree. And we're going to protect you.
And I'm sure he got a really nice installment in
Did you just hear
a bank
the
account for the
installment
big guy.
got? He just got to live forever. They're telling this dude, there's no financial installment that you can give a man, but eternal life in their eyes, bro. So the installment doesn't matter. They've already stolen millions of dollars from us. They've reaped millions of dollars from betraying us to China and Ukraine and everywhere else they can get their sticky little fingers in. So that's neither here nor there. And that's factual. Why do you think Hunter's going down for tax fraud? Because they caught their asses. They're just not saying it openly. The problem is we had another coup today. The only difference between the coup today and the Kennedy assassination coup, both Kennedys who got assassinated, the only difference today is that they were, instead of assassinating one of their own, they tried to assassinate their opponent, and now they have to they have to manipulate all of us by all the lies that they've told us.
So
this is a coup.
All right, cool. Let me jump in here. I've let you have the floor for a minute. Let me jump in here for a second.
Floor, God damn it,
it is your floor. So let me ask you this. Do you think that this assassination attempt was orchestrated by the left, or do you think it was the uniparty, the deep state, whatnot? But there's no denying that this whole thing was orchestrated, right?
Yes, I agree. I agree 100%. Yeah.
All right. So are you aware of the Q post?
Okay.
Are you aware of the Q post that says shot heard round the world?
I don't want to get to Q yet for two reasons.
Well, we don't have to go conspiracy theory with this. I just find it very interesting that in the past week, there's been two, and I've totally dismissed Q. I've dismissed Q as something that was legit.
Psyop, but go ahead.
Exactly. But there are truths in psyops, so you can't throw the baby out with the bathwater. And the fact that Q predicted the assassination attempt, not that we all haven't been predicting. I mean, even Tucker Carlson 8 months ago brought it up, right? They're like, what else can they do? So, it's not like it was that far off, but this was effing 5 years ago, bro.
Okay. So we'll get.
This was 5 years ago that this was posted.
100%.
And then right after that, you know what they posted? How do you slip one in?
We're talking about today, brother.
Yes, and that is today. How do you slip one in?
I get you, but we're talking about today, and
this has to do with today.
Q drop.
How do you slip one in? Meaning, how do you take out Joe Biden because he's not able to do what he's supposed to be doing?
Now you're getting off. Now you're taking it in a different direction. So
no, but that's exactly what this
I hear
post.
What you're saying.
That's exactly what this post talked about, right?
I know. I totally hear what you're saying. I get there, and we're totally going to get there because I know you got some surprises for everybody. And I urge you, young man, to hold those for just a second, because I'm pretty sure if I know you well enough, you're about to put it on the screen at some point.
Well, I'm a huge Q skeptic. That's just know that right now before I even bring this shit up. But I'm just saying, man, I don't really believe in coincidences either.
I don't believe in coincidences either, and you're right. But I don't believe in Q either. So let me just make that clear. I think Q's a fucking trust the plan, sit down on your ass. The military's going to take over and Trump's going to take the presidency. Shut the fuck up. No, excuse my language, but nobody cares about that shit right now. What we're talking about right now, we're going to care about it in a minute. But Q, the whole Q operation turned, it got.
Everything we're seeing today is what Q was predicting 5 years ago.
Look, it got.
Every single thing we're seeing today is what Q was predicting 5 years ago.
But we have other perspectives too. And again, this isn't
from a perspective of somebody that actually dug into the Q post. Yes.
I don't believe we're here for Q today. I'm here.
I know we're not. But I just think it's crazy. I'll stop right now. I just think it's crazy because I completely denounced Q and I was like, fuck that
for a minute.
Fuck that psyop. I was like, fuck that psyop. But I think it's crazy that we got back-to-back Q posts where Biden steps down and they throw in Clinton and fucking an assassination attempt on Trump was week to week predicted.
Suspend your disbelief and just listen, because there's a lot. There's big stories, and then there's something way bigger happening underneath, right? Yeah. Underneath the veil. Because all we're seeing is what the veil is showing us, right?
Absolutely. So
even let's say Q was right. Okay, I can concede that if he made a post 5 years ago or whoever they were, that they might be right now. But what we're talking about psychological, right? We're talking about what they did. We're talking about the world. Okay, let me try to put it in. So the Zapruder tapes got released when? I know the answer. Do you?
No, I don't.
1971.
I don't even know what they are or what that even matters right now about today.
Well, I'm gonna
I think you're getting off subject, but like I wanted to get into how like Julian Assange was just released.
Well, you can get into that.
And Biden steps down. Like there's all kinds of crazy stuff going on within the past 2 weeks.
I know, and we're gonna get there. Just be patient. We're gonna get there. Be patient. And I got some questions for you, dude, that are gonna make you think some things too. You know what I'm saying? And we had talked about this before we even came on. This art of revolution, baby. And we got a couple things going on out here, right? And let's talk about psyops. Let's talk about Q being a psyop. Let's talk about this assassination attempt. Okay. They couldn't prosecute the dude. They couldn't slander the dude. They failed at assassinating the guy. And now we have a party. And I talked to you about this before we even started the show and what the point of this whole show was, right? We have been told by the media and Kamala Harris and all the lackeys that we have somebody who's completely competent in office, that he's perfect and he knows everything he's doing and he's the God, right? But all of us stupid ass individual Americans who don't know shit, in which from their perspective, we are so stupid. We're the proletariat, bro. Like, I mean,
we're cattle to them.
Huh?
We're cattle to them.
What the proletariat was. If Karl Marx wasn't such a piece of shit, I'd actually read what he said with a shred of belief, right? If he maybe took a bath once a year, and took care of his kids and his wife and didn't hump his fucking, things, I'm not even.
Well, he was smart enough to destroy an entire country, though.
We're talking about two events. That's what I came on here to do. Is we're talking about two events. We're talking about an assassination attempt that failed and forced Joe Biden out of the presidential race. Now, if they would have succeeded at their attempt, Joe Biden would have won and he would not have had to step down.
I think that the first domino of Joe Biden's fall was them setting him up in the debate. Honestly, that they didn't want him to be the front man anymore. This is what I feel. They honestly, this was all a plot to get him out of there. They knew that if they put him up against Donald Trump, that Donald was going to mop up. So
what were they going to do to Donald Trump?
They were going to mop up the floor with him.
So
now
they tried to whack him so they could keep Biden in, because that's all they have.
Now here's the thing. And I'm not on board with this came from Donald Trump's side in any way, shape, or form, because I see a lot of people posting shit, and you guys need to really think about this. Would somebody allow somebody to shoot that closely to their face. No, there's no fucking way, because just a little slight wind indifference would fuck that entire shot up, and we would be at civil war right now. Okay, so for the people that are even on the right, and myself included, I was wrong. Okay, and this is what I'm talking about. Is your microphone's right up there, brother?
Oh, we got Tiger in the house. We got the third king in the house. Hey, come here. Hold on 1 second. I just want to introduce you guys to the third king. Say hi. He's going to Florida right now, so he can't be in it. Say hi. Get up in there.
How's it going, everybody?
Hey, man. So did you hear that Joe Biden pulled out of the race today?
I did. So who are they going to put in his place, do you think?
Well, we haven't really got to that yet, but I definitely I think what's going to happen is that at the DNC they're going to go ahead and support Kamala Harris.
You think Obama's going to take over?
Bro, this is exactly what I think is going to happen. And I have a few different scenarios. So this is about a 30 fucking 70 chance. But there's a 30-70 chance that this is going to fucking happen. And what they're going to do is they're going to endorse Kamala Harris at the DNC. And then they're going to she's going to announce that she wants Barack Obama to be her vice president.
Right. I could.
And then from there on, I see them invoking the 25th Amendment on Kamala Harris because she's not fit to run the country. And then now all of a sudden we have something that the Constitution doesn't lay out black and white. And he legally can be the vice president because he was elected and not selected. However, if she was to step down, bro, like that's uncharted territory.
What about Michelle? You think they're going to try to bring Michelle in?
No, they're not going to bring him in.
Interesting theory. I think
I think that it wouldn't be a bad idea if they tried to bring him in, but Michael, aka Michelle Obama, is never had the political background. She's only been basically the sidekick, like the eye candy, even though she's not eye candy because she's way more manly than her husband.
True. I mean, as the first lady, she's probably got some experience traveling with him, but
right. She's got experience. She understands the political field, the political climate, everything about that. But she's also, hang on, don't go away. She's also verbally said that she has no interest in running for politics. However, I feel like if they look at a ticket and they were like, they're so desperate right now, bro. The deep state is so desperate right now that they will do anything that they can do to build a ticket that can beat Donald Trump because their assassination attempt just fucking failed on them.
The first one.
Well, and I agree with you. That's just the first one, and I'm really worried about poisoning. And what's crazy is I listened to a couple different people that I really respect today that does their research, and like bombing or is not out of the equation because just the fact that they tickled you with it in the mainstream media saying that this guy that they're claiming the patsy to be this guy's shooter, and that's debatable too, whether this guy even is the one that took the shots at Donald Trump or not. He's the one that went down for it. He's basically the next dang it, I'm drawing a blank, but JFK's assassinator, what was his, or a supposed assassinator. Anyways, so he's just the patsy, man. He's just the guy that takes the fall. And there's so much stuff coming out in the past 2 days about this guy and how basically he was CIA groomed, and this was all set up by a 3-letter agency, and more than one 3-letter agencies worked hand in hand with each other to make sure that the president was left basically, in a nutshell, vulnerable. And what happened is the fact that there probably was some divine intervention that happened,
Oh, absolutely. I believe that.
because they made sure that they left him as vulnerable as possible, and they still were not able to fucking, dang it, I keep saying the F word, but they still were not able to finish the job. Okay. They had a patsy ready. They had another guy that had posted some stuff on Instagram. That Michael, whatever his name guy was, the guy with the black beard. And then there was the kid from the school that was in the BlackRock commercial who claimed, everybody was like, oh, he was the worst shot ever. He didn't even make the NRA team at high school. And then the coach came out today and he was like, I don't remember this kid even trying out. Maybe he tried out. I just don't remember him.
Did they recover any ballistics from the tower? Any from the shooter in the tower?
That's a great question. That is a great question. I don't think anybody's ever asked that question or come up with the answer to that. But what they did do is they figured out that this kid, they traced his payments. So they figured out that he bought his stuff that day. And then they also allowed him to fly a drone for an hour before the president even showed up. And what's funny is Donald Trump Jr., like I said, was on Bongino and Tucker today. And he was like, when I was at Mar-a-Lago one day, I bought a drone and I was trying to fly it, and they wouldn't let me fly the drone because my father was on the premises.
Yeah, so there was no air restrictions there. I mean, it seems that they would have drones up. I don't know why they at this day and age, why they didn't have a drone that would have spotted him on that roof.
In the other foul play part of this, I mean, there's a few foul play parts of this that we can really get into. I know you got to go and everything, and your microphone is right there. I can't wait to see the stuff that you record when you're in Florida, brother. And I'm really looking forward to your Hookup Culture podcast, man.
Super excited, man. Thank you for having me on.
Yeah, absolutely. So here's another question, man. Not even question. I'm just throwing up red flags, right? I'm going to throw these red flags up to you, and I want to hear what you have to say about it. So red flag number 1, the angle of the roof was sloped to a point where they didn't feel that it was comfortable enough and safe for their social security for their secret service officers to man a post up there. Like, what the fuck kind of shit is that? If you're Secret Service, you should be like ex-military, maybe. You know, like, I know they're trying to be like all woke and hire everyday people and everything, and we see how well that works out. But part of the job is putting your life at risk. So getting on a sloped roof shouldn't even be a question. Am I wrong?
That's standard training. I mean, I think that line was BS. Those guys train on all different adverse situations, not just rooftops. I mean, they train in boats, in moving, having obstacles. I mean, that shouldn't have been an issue, you know.
Okay, so you say that they so basically what you're saying is they have live training. So then I want to ask you this question. If they have live training, and they should, it's almost like it's like you just respond without reacting, right? Because I know a lot of people, especially everybody listening to this, you know, like, there's probably 90% of you that's never been put in a situation where it is adrenaline is amazing and you actually have to reach for a weapon and defend yourself or defend whoever it is that you're trying to defend, right? So when you're put in that situation, you might not necessarily act the way that you think that you're going to act because you've never been put into that situation before. Now, we go back and we look at the footage of when Donald Trump was taking shots, and we see one of the FBI, or not FBI, but the Secret Service ladies, okay, she was behind Donald Trump, basically taking cover behind Donald Trump because she was fucking scared.
Yeah.
And then not only that, but when it was time to cover him and run him out of there in safety, she couldn't even holster her weapon, bro.
Correct. Well, you could see the level of training they had. Obviously, they haven't been put into situations where they're downrange and they're used to being shot at. And that's the difference between going into combat and what you saw there. I mean, it was complete amateur.
It was. And you know what's crazy is I know you listen to podcasts as well as I do. And there's...
Sorry about that. Sorry, guys. That was him. He ain't ready yet. I just want to give him a chance to say what he had to say because he knows.
It was great to talk to you, brother. I think that might have been your first on-camera appearance, so it was good to see you.
Now we're going to give you shit for the rest of the night just for that, bro. You came up, yeah. Anyways,
so yeah, I really want to get into this because there's just so many discrepancies going on with the Secret Service. And then we find out yesterday that Donald Trump's administration actually had asked for a better detail, and they denied it because Jill Biden was within the same radius, so they gave her the better detail than they gave Donald Trump. I just feel there's all kinds of effery going around with this, and the fact that we have videos of people pointing out that there was somebody on the roof and trying to show officers and trying to show the Secret Service officers, and they were kind of playing Joe Biden, where they didn't know where they were or what was going on. And I feel like this was something that was orchestrated. And
I think everybody agrees with what you're saying right now. And if they don't, they're just not paying attention.
No, so do you think now we got Rachel Maddow? Okay. Now this really upsets me, bro.
Oh, my favorite person. Let's get him, Katillist. Tell the world about this idiot.
Okay. So this wannabe man, and I only say that because men hating lesbians try to look like men so much that it doesn't make any sense. If you hate us so bad, then why do you want to be us and look like us? Yeah. Anyways.
I don't know why we had to go there, but we went there anyways.
This man hating lesbian that totes Trump bad, Orange man bad, no matter what. That is her job. That is what she is paid to do. That is what she does. This woman today.
Do we got a clip coming up?
No, unfortunately, I thought we were going to have Kyle on so I would be able to play video clips.
You just keep going because I'm with you on this 1,000,000%. I'm happy you brought it up. And hold on, before you keep going, sorry about that. That third king's a little nervous to get on camera. I just kind of threw him under the bus because I love him. He's my brother and shit, whatever. But
hey, he did good, man. He fielded some questions pretty decently.
Yeah.
So Rachel Maddow today comes out and basically says that the Lord of the Rings.
Wait a minute, to the who?
The books in the movie.
Yeah. No, I know. I'm with you. Keep going.
The Lord of the Rings is a MAGA right side extremist movement. So how many liberals do you think she just lost right there that love the Lord of the Rings?
You think Tolkien? You think Tolkien would? Okay, yeah. It's funny that you said that because she did actually. I don't know if that was a quote or alluded to because I think I might have heard it.
Well, no, because at the RNC there was quotes from the Lord of the Rings, And therefore, Rachel Maddow took that and ran with it like she does. And she doesn't even write her own stuff, man. We know that. She has people behind the scenes that write everything that she says. She's just reading off a prompter. It ain't like me and Tommy here where we're actually coming off the top of our head because we're intelligent enough to do so.
Yeah. It's crazy that she would. It's crazy you even say that because it's funny. I read something today about that, but I don't know what the quote was. But I was reading something about that, and she's right. They're the evil ones, right? We're the group of people coming together, the elves and the dwarves and the and everything. I mean, this is Tolkien going against the beast right here, and she's a part of the evil movement.
And she's mad because she wants to keep the division going. That is the View, Rachel Maddow show, and I'm sorry, I'm gonna say Dan Bongino show too.
You can't say the View live on Instagram ever again.
I'm saying these shows are created and exist.
Shadow banned.
They're created and exist strictly to keep people fighting amongst one another. Yeah. And what really makes me mad about these shows is I can see through their dumb stuff immediately, but yet there are people that I find intelligent that fall for this stupid stuff. And it's like, man, if we are at this point right now, where you just witnessed the president, after we've been telling you since he was even elected that this is going to be a weekend at Bernie's type of a situation because the guy is just brain dead, and you like have this cognitive dissonance, right? Like I don't want to feed into the left and the right fight, like red versus blue, blood versus Crips. Republican versus, I don't care about that. But like at some point, man, you have to realize and wake up that one side is fucking lying to you way more than the other one is.
Okay, so now I'm glad you went there because you took me right where I want to take this whole show to. And again, I apologize for jumping out. We got a brother from another mother jump in here, dude, and he kind of snuck up on us. He usually avoids us when we go live because he doesn't like to get in front of the camera, so I had to put him on the spot.
Hey, he's kind of sexy. He should get in front of the camera a little bit more.
He's kind of pretty a little bit. I mean,
no homo, no P Diddy.
Yeah. No Diddy. You know what I'm saying? But he's my dog. I love him, and he's the third king in that. If you see that order, you see that Almighty Media little logo down there. It says 3 Kings: Katillist Jones, Tommy Prophet, and that monster you just saw with the sunglasses. You guys be prepared because he's coming with some viciousness. Stay tuned. Anyways, I want to get back to this. Katillist was talking about all the lies and all the bullshit and all the shit that we've been told. And I'm going to go a little bit. This may sound like a little bit of a diatribe, but I'm not going to go on it. It's not a diatribe. Excuse me. If you guys remember, a lot of those who were of age during the initial years of the Obama administration, that's where the division started. That's where it really started. Obama divided us completely, right?
No, you make a great point, because do you remember being a kid in the 90s? Did you ever feel or experience any sort of racism or even be aware of it?
Yes and no. So, and that's a private story, which I'll tell on my channels when I get there.
Okay, but did it get enhanced?
I didn't understand what the fuck they were talking about. I didn't get it.
Because you were friends with somebody, whether you judged,
because they were people.
Right, you judged people whether based off of their character, right?
Yeah, not about fake people who are.
I'm just saying really this really hasn't become a thing until Obama became president. And what sucks is we were so excited to vote this stupid guy in just to be deceived by another politician.
I don't think that's true. I think if we're talking about Obama, and I was there, and I remember, and Obama was the hope of the future and stuff. But
I thought he was. I was fooled. Were you not fooled by Obama?
Well, I didn't vote for Obama once, but I saw what people thought because I have empathy and compassion. I have an open mind and I understand what people think. And I understand it's important to listen to what other people say and how they feel and where they're at in life. And I get that. And that's what people thought about Obama. Because I'm going to tell you, a first-term senator gives a speech at the DNC. Nobody knows who the fuck he is. And then all of a sudden he's president. Shut the fuck up. That's not how it's supposed to happen.
No, I mean, and you know what's funny is Trump kind of put his foot in right when Obama was even running for president. That's when Trump really started making his political presence known, because he was like, "Hey, motherfucker, you were born in fucking Kenya, and
no,
prove that you have a fucking birth certificate that says you were born in the United States, so that you can even be our."
You're right. But that's not what we're talking about, because initially,
I'm just saying that's when Trump really first put his foot into the political realm.
Yeah, you're right. But and this is not what I want to get into, and I'm not going to.
Okay, let's not get into that. Let's not get sidetracked. My question for you is, we know what happened today. I want to know what your take is on what happened today, because you and I both already had not even one, but like 3-4 different conversations about how Joe Biden was not even going to make it to the election.
What I said it on Thursday that he would be out before the weekend. Before the end of the weekend, before the first next week is what I said.
Well, you're not the only one that was saying that, because there was a lot of different.
I don't watch that shit, so I don't give a shit.
No, I'm just saying, like, a lot of people in the political I do say theater.
Politicians and people in
the political realm,
human beings, bro.
They were already predicting that Joe Biden was going to be out by Thursday or Friday at the latest. So here's my question for you, brother. And because I know you and I see eye to eye, at least on this topic. And this topic is, Joe Biden wasn't going to dip out unless they gave him some sort of a going away package. So I think the reason he didn't dip out on Thursday or Friday is because they didn't have that nice little package set up for him just yet.
This is what happened. I'll tell you what happened. And that's kind of what I was starting with. In the whole point of this whole life situation, which is kind of new to me too. Look, and I want everybody to understand this shit is new to me. I'm just, a little bit more. I'm not smarter than anybody. I'm just.
Yeah, I wish Kyle was here. I can't even see how many people. I can't even see how many people are watching. I can't. My bad. Thank God there's not a gun within your reach.
He's my favorite person.
We're in the same room, even though it looks like we're in totally different fucking rooms. This guy just threw something at me.
The fucked up thing is we both agree on everything except conspiracy stuff, right?
Yeah.
Because he's right. He's 100% on point. And okay. So before I dig into this, that's my dog. That's my dog. Look,
can I ask a question, or are you about to make a point?
And I'm gonna make a point.
Okay, then I will shut the fuck up and let you make your point.
What I'm saying is, this isn't what happened. What I've been trying to say from the beginning is that we had an assassination attempt last weekend.
No,
that failed. We had a year of demonizing that failed. We had prosecutions and propaganda and lies and hate and utter untruths that people couldn't even possibly imagine. And a lot of people buy into this shit, and they're sold by these media people. Like, we got talking heads like Rachel Maddow. And just to clarify that, Katillist Jones' favorite person on media is Rachel Maddow. She's his favorite or whatever.
No.
She's his favorite.
And I'm going to tell you straight up, there's never been a time in my life where I have had a dream that was violent
every night. What?
I've never had a dream that was violent that included Rachel Maddow. Let me just say that.
Yeah, no, I get it. She Rachel Maddow's so let me get back to where I'm trying to go with this whole entire show, right? And I'm going to get to it and stick to it. We've been told by everybody that can talk on news channels, on your favorite network, including Fox News, if you guys are Fox Newsers, because I'm going to go back to this uniparty situation.
Well, they're both owned by
We
BlackRock.
have a person who's completely and totally coherent and in charge and in control and isn't half dead, right? And they've been lying to us this whole time. And all of a sudden, he's stepping down because he got COVID. Is that what happened? COVID? Was that what it was?
Well, no,
What'd they say though?
well, in his written statement, he said, I don't want to step down. Basically, in short terms, I don't want to step down, but in best for the party, I'm going to step down because there's too many people against me, basically, is what he said.
So that was kind of paraphrasing. But
yeah, that was very much paraphrasing.
It sounds right.
It was about a 6-paragraph thing that we know Joe Biden didn't write himself.
So let's get on topic and stay on topic. And the topic is timeline. Let's talk about the timeline.
Wait, do you want to talk about timeline? Because I really want to know who you think that they're gonna insert to replace.
Let's go through the timeline so we can get there.
Okay.
So what happened, right? Where did this whole situation we're talking about right now start, bro?
Okay, first we had
hold on.
First, hang on. You asked me a question. Can I answer it?
Yeah.
Okay. So first we had the assassination attempt on the president, a former president.
No, first we had what? Before the assassination. We had 2 people on stage.
Okay, so first we had the ridiculous throw you under the bus situation where it was like we know for a fact Donald Trump is going to mop you up.
And they still put him up and lied to the American people about it.
And then his wife comes on and she's like, "You answered every question. Good job." I mean, that's like something that like somebody says to their 4-year-old.
Okay, that's first. And what a lot of people forget about is second thing that happened is he had an interview on MSNBC with Lester Holt.
And what happened during that? He completely made a fool out of himself on that. Right? So I think that was probably the first install of the mainstream media throwing Biden to the fucking wolves.
That was the challenge that the leader of so the Lester Holt interview was based entirely unequivocally on the person who his campaign manager agreeing to him being able to do a 2-hour interview on live TV. So we have the debate. He fails.
He failed.
Lester Holt. He fails.
Okay, so now let's move forward. Well, then what happened?
We're going to go backwards, then forward.
What? Okay.
So listen,
you're running the timeline, brother. I will shut up. You run the timeline.
Thank you. I appreciate that. So listen. So since 2020, not only Trump, but most people in America have been saying that he's in decline, right? So from 2020 to the debate, we have been lied to. We've been lied to every day by our media and politicians. We've been treated like we're idiots. We've been treated like fools. We've been shit on. And every time one of us bring up a question, we get treated like we're some sort of racist or whatever, buzzword is of the day. Then we have the debate, and it proves that the dude is incompetent. After the debate, we have him sitting down with Lester Holt from NBC, and guess what happens?
Our optics
can't get through
great.
A 2-hour episode.
Our optics great.
Then we have an assassination attempt that doesn't work. So the debate don't work. So the lies don't work. Then the debate doesn't work. Then the interview doesn't work. Then the assassination attempt doesn't work. Then he steps down. And that's where we're at today. And that's the topic of this shit. And it's not going to get, we're not going to hijack it with BS and bullshit. What we're going to talk about is what is going to happen now, why that happened.
Well, that happened because they know that Joe Biden can't be the face of the Democratic Party anymore. Like they can't
Since 2020.
they can't back him anymore. And I think once he did get elected, they were like, fuck yeah, we got Donald Trump out. Okay, now we really have this big issue that we need to figure out how we can fool the American public that this guy knows what the fuck he's doing.
They've
still
been fooling us since 2020, dude. We saw.
No, I'm saying 2019. I'm saying 2019.
Catalyst, come on.
And then you and I actually had this conversation a couple weeks ago, so I know you're not unprivy to this information. The lady that came out from the CIA that was on Dateline talking about how they've been making these masks and being able to go up in front of the president himself, and George Bush Sr. was fooled. George Bush Sr. Imagine how dope it is now, bro. And then we're looking at these things of Joe Biden, and you can clearly see right here there's a fucking separation between his it's a mask. He's wearing a mask. So who is this guy? Why is the deep state putting this person in front of us? There's probably like 3 or 4 of them, to be honest with you. But like, why? And now they were like, okay, fuck it. Now we can make him step down. Why do you think? Because they promised Hillary Clinton that she would be president. And right now, if they put her as the one, I guarantee you that the DNC is going to back her to be the primary runner.
Okay.
And
we already talked about this.
Okay, but they never thought she would lose. They never thought she would lose, and they promised her. They promised her that she would be president. They have a promise to make up to her. So here's my question. Are they going to be able to cheat enough?
We let them cheat last time. Fuck you talking about? Yes, we are.
Okay, so here's the scary thing is the borders have been open ever since Joe Biden has taken offense. The borders have been wide open. And now we're seeing these things that they're saying that these people that have been coming over here illegally have the right to vote. What the fuck, bro? This was all a plan the entire time.
You realize that I came on, we started this live, and I talked to you in the kitchen about this whole thing, and because we got some MTV Cribs going on. I'm telling you, you guys don't know about it yet, but you'll learn about it if you listen. That this was not the direction this show was supposed to go tonight.
My bad, bro, but I have to ask certain questions because when we're talking about these things,
we have to get to today.
I can't premeditate our conversations because I love when shit goes organically, and I'm sorry that you have like a fucking certain look that you want about you, bro. But like the best way to bring in people that want to listen to you is by having organic conversations that are not premeditated.
All right, then let's just change the subject to why people can't get through the fucking firmament. Instead of what happened today or what's been going on and well,
those are really the bigger issues, actually.
Things like that, because you know what I'm saying? You can be in control in your own situation, but we're talking about something different. We're not talking about all that shit. We're talking about today. We're talking about the future of American politics.
That's exactly what I'm talking about too, but I just know that it goes deeper than you do.
I don't care, but if it's a figment of your imagination, we're talking.
I'm not saying it's a figment of your imagination. I'm saying politics is nothing but theater.
Politics is a chess game.
As soon as Hulk Hogan came on the RNC, ripping off his shirt, he showed it was nothing but the WWF.
Is complete psychobabble, bro. That's psychobabble. I'm not talking about the RNC. I'm talking about the events leading up to today that we can't seem to get to.
No, we've been talking about it.
No, we haven't. We've been talking about.
So who do you think is going to replace Biden? Because I've asked you like 4 times, but we've gotten off topic.
Okay. So who did Biden endorse today?
He endorsed Kamala Harris.
He endorsed Kamala Harris. That's who's going to replace Biden. Why is Kamala going to replace Biden? Before we even get to Hillary Clinton being your running mate, why did he endorse Kamala Harris?
He has to, bro, because if he doesn't, then he's going to lose all of the donor money.
Do you understand how presidential politics works? Let's look at
I do way more than you think I do.
Do you know why John Kennedy picked Lyndon Johnson to be his running mate?
Because politically, that was the best choice.
But why?
Because he needed people that were called super donors.
No, he didn't. John F. Kennedy picked LBJ to be his running mate because he needed the South. And if he didn't have Johnson in his running mate, he wouldn't have got the delegates from the South. We're talking presidential politics here.
Yeah.
Not fucking Furman, none of that shit. We're talking about something that happened today.
Yes,
Joe
we are.
Biden stepped down. I called it a week ago.
That's cool. I called it 4 years ago.
Well, whatever. We can get into that too, bro. I told you we're gonna go viral, you guys, because it's about to be a fight in this motherfucker. Listen, this is not what we're talking about. We're talking about the situation we're in right here and right now. Don't look at me like that. I can see you. You're only a couple feet away from me, little asshole. I'm gonna get you.
I'm just saying, bro. Like,
we got this. Listen,
you're being drawn into the political theater
you're hijacking some shit that you should
instead of seeing the bigger picture.
I don't care if SpaceX if it hits the firmament. I don't give a fuck.
I'm not even bringing that up.
That's not what I'm talking about.
Have I brought up flat Earth one time?
Times, and now we're on a live, and I talked to you about it, and I tried to tell you, hey, that's not where my motives are, my interests are, and my interests are my neighbors.
Mine either, friends, because after what happened last week,
so
what happened last week, it doesn't matter how skeptical of Trump I am. I'm voting for him no matter what.
No, it's not about Trump, dude.
And I was going to vote for RFK.
It's not about Trump or RFK. It's not what it's about. We're talking about a series of events that you can't wrap your head around.
No, I can, and I know that it's theater.
Yeah, because somebody who's pretending to be Eminem came out and is going to come out and do some shit who's not really Eminem, but it's not really the DNC. That's what we're talking about right now. I'm talking about some stuff, and I talked to you about it in the kitchen before we started, and now you're pissed off because I talked to you about this whole thing, and we're talking about what we came on this whole shit to talk about, brother, was about media bullshit, media lying.
Yeah, because if you think that the media has been telling you the truth for the past 4 years, then I have a very short bridge to sell you.
4 years, bro. Come on.
Well, okay, so if you really want to go back to it, Obama passed it was Obama. Obama passed the Smith-Mundt Act. He allowed that to stop taking place, and the Smith-Mundt Act was basically keeping the American media from being able to feed them propaganda. And when Obama got into office, he took that away so that the American media was able to be fed propaganda. And then now all of a sudden we see brought to you by Pfizer. So how can you in any way, shape, or form believe anything that these people are telling you when every 5 minutes you hear brought to you by Pfizer, and you're like, oh yeah, safe and effective. Go fuck yourself. Because that has to do exactly with what we're talking about today, because we allowed this to happen for so long that now
they think they can get away with it.
They think they can get away with anything, bro.
Okay, so timeline it.
Listen.
We have an assassination attempt. Didn't work. We have persecution and prosecution. Didn't work. Then all of a sudden, all these people who have been promising us that Biden is perfectly cognitive and he's the best Biden of his life, saying, hey, he did such a good thing. He's the fucking 21st century George Washington, lionizing him, giving him his library. You're talking.
We're talking about media. We're talking about Kamala Harris.
Exactly.
We're talking about every single person on the Democratic Party that was gaslighting the American people into trying to make them think that his cognitive awareness was efficient enough to run a country when it wasn't even efficient enough to be able to tell if he was in a fucking ice cream store or an IHOP.
Okay. So when we talked in the kitchen, that was what this show was supposed to be about. Now, why are we arguing with each other since we both agreed to it?
Because we're very passionate about what we talk about, and that's not all that bad, brother. Because I'm telling you right now, at the end of this thing, we are going to come to a common ground, and that is fucking perfectly
So
fine.
let me get
That
to
is
my
why we
points.
have these civil discord conversations.
Let me get to my points, bro. I don't, you know. Let me get to my points. And the point is, there's a lot of points, right? The biggest point that in the hardest, most the thing that like digs deep. I remember when CNN first came out, like, and I don't even want to get into that, but I used to watch with my grandpa when it first came out, but I don't want to get into that. It's disheartening that our media, right, has shielded and lied, and now we're going to put Kamala Harris, who is
That's not going to happen.
Stop, it's my turn. Who has lied through her teeth about how good Joe Biden is and how he's ready and how I'm going to support him and how I'm going to be with him. And then you got Gavin Newsom, the piece of shit from California. Let me tell you something. I just want the whole fucking world to know right now, and I'm getting heated right now, so we might wrestle before this shit is over.
Gavin Newsom.
I love California. It's a land of milk and honey, but pieces of shit like him and Kamala Harris destroyed the state. Now, this bitch, right, who sucked Willie fucking whoever's dick off all the way to get to where she needs to go, and fuck YouTube too.
Well, it wasn't only him. It wasn't only him.
Listen.
It wasn't only him. She spent her whole career on her.
Who it was? Willie Brown told her not to run for vice president.
She spent her whole career on her knees, bro. She spent her entire career on her knees. And not only that, what's worse about it.
Is that the fucking point I'm trying to make, bro?
Hey.
No, it ain't the point I'm trying to make.
So calm the fuck down because we're on the same page. Now, let's talk.
You're not letting me make my point like usual.
Let's talk about this corrupt bitch, Kamala Harris. Okay.
Well, let's talk about what I'm trying to say.
Do you know what you're trying to say?
We had the media tell us lies that this dude was fucking mentally fit to do what he's doing, while all of us saw it. They said, don't believe your lying eyes. Joe Biden can't get through a sentence and he shits his pants in front of fucking world leaders, right? And we got Kamala Harris in the media telling us to do this, and this is the fucking point of this whole motherfucking show, bro.
Yeah, that's good. I thought our audience was smart enough to know that without us actually having to say it. And what I was saying was Kamala Harris was basically
go ballistic, dude.
Kamala Harris was basically laughing when. Kamala Harris was basically laughing when they asked her why she hid evidence to keep somebody off of death row. This guy got killed, and then it was over. It was
what I'm trying to say. Right
yes, because we're talking about how corrupt these motherfuckers are, and you're only so zoned into your thing that you can't scope out a little bit enough to realize that we might be talking about the same thing once I bring it fucking in. So calm the fuck down.
Fuck you. I'm trying to make a point and you won't shut your
Take your stupid fucking hat off.
Fuck your hat too, bro.
Anyways, yeah, fuck this hat too, because this hat should
be point, or we're gonna sit and we're gonna fight in the living room. I turn my computer back around.
Listen to me, bro. We're on the same page, but you're so fucking you're so spotlight hungry that you won't shut the fuck up and actually listen to somebody else talk long enough.
Everybody watch my Instagram knows who I am. Hold on. No, I'm not.
We're on the same page, bro.
Yeah, we're on the same page.
Get the fuck off your spotlight hungry bullshit.
This shit.
How do you think people have conversations, bro?
Shit's over, bro. You're gonna get your fucking ass whooped, bro. Shut your fucking mouth, bro. You hijack everything, bro. You don't say shit. Tiger, take it to your apartment. Give him the fuck.
Yeah. Bro, we're on the same page. You're just being stupid. Well, actually, I tried to go on live from our stream. It says it's live on Instagram, but when I tried to go, it still says it's live on Instagram. Actually, I should probably end stream.
Take 3. Hey, what's up, G?
Zach G mixed it.
Hey. It's the art of revolution.
Push the masses away from the media. Every day it's a new distraction from what matters to me. And you get the public together to speak in front of theater with a microphone dangling. Congress tied up in they hearing us like, hey y'all, I'm holding this microphone like a K-dog. And with this A-y'all, I kick the revolution way off. Today's the day, dog. They ain't like us, I'm quoting K-dog. I'm from the days of face-to-face conversations like, hey, wait up. The fake is blatant, we ain't the racist. The claim is baseless, they taking face pics to trade for information, take away your simple basics. The day-to-day Satan worship is taking place. It's your chance to speak your mind and probably your last time. Time is running out, we hustle every day for peace of mind. Cheap and grind, that's what I'm saying when I'm out here getting mine. Get in line, the time to make a difference is nigh. Push, pull, push, pull. Push out the evil and pull in the truth. I know you got something to say and now's your time to say it, dude. Like push, pull, push, pull. Push out the evil and pull in the truth. I know you got something to say and now's your time to say it, dude. Like pull it together, get your notes and take a step up. The road to freedom always begins with a single letter. Are we ever gonna take a chance to get a leg up? The time to use your voice has arisen like it's the 7th. The first step is to let the people know you're fed up. The sword is quite mighty, but the pen will stick the neck better. Don't ever settle and constantly question your surroundings. Shit is always going down around you that you can't see. Thomas Sue and the art of revolution. It's time to spark a conversation and shock the institution. Fuck the system like Kama Sutra propaganda and mass confusion to take away your sight and then leave you blind to honest truth. Give me 2 fingers up a fuck piece, I'ma see a thumb. Middle one raised up higher than your middle son. Little ones paying the price of silence is within us, giving us no time to react like Chernobyl incidents. Ha. Push, pull, push, pull. Push out the evil and pull in the truth. I know you got something to say and now's your time to say it, dude. Like push, pull, push, pull. Push out the evil and pull in the truth. I know you got something to say and now's your time to say it, dude. Like
Yes, sir.